I was like arguing with this girl that I was with in high school. Every time I would argue with her, she would tell me it was all in my head.
Like, I was delusional. After all that shit ended, I was just pissed off in my room.
This is Iann Dior, notably recognized for his debut song, Emotions, that more than doubled his identity in the artist community.
She said I drove her away with my emotions. Can't take the pain anymore, I'm feeling hopeless. In my head, she said it's all in my head, but it's not, think I'd rather be dead,
Ian had a rough upbringing, yet still managed to find his outlet in order to procure his emotions, no pun intended. On April 10th of 2019, Ian released one of the most historical tracks of 2019, leaving fans and listeners of X, Juice, and Trippy absolutely craving that catchy melodic 2016 vibe of music. Although Ian hadn't officially cultivated a fan base at the time, he still leveraged his musical career by capitalizing off the hit track. This song in particular caught the ears of record labels, which in turn did help boost his identity into the mainstream, as I will explain later on in this video. During April of 2019, something in Ian was brewing. He had to make a quick decision, one that could possibly change his life forever. Only 9 days later, Ian had no idea yet, but his decision would change his life and many others. On April 19th, Ian released his debut album, Nothing's Ever Good Enough. This project spread like wildfire in the underground scene, but it wasn't until later on that year that Ian began to gain some sort of traction. With his wildly melodic vocals and Juice WRLD type beats, he was able to generate that nostalgic early 2010s feel by adding catchy lyrics complemented by his unique voice. This controversy about who this 19-year-old was at the time was beginning to leave household names scratching their heads. One of the first well-known artists to launch a collaboration with Ian was Trippie Redd, another artist that shot from the underground almost overnight, with his raspy melodic vocals and emotional ability to fluctuate his vocal tonality. In spite of Ian not being accepted by the pop culture yet, he maintained persistent and focused solely on his craft, as oncoming haters and supporters had no idea what was to come. On November 8th of 2019, Iann Dior left controversy in the backlash of questioning, as he launched his sophomore album, Industry Plant. Let me tell you personally, for those who don't know, an industry plant is a derogatory term used to describe a musician who appears to be independent, but is actually backed by a major record label.
She a trending topic, gon' be seen regardless. Dangerous, stay cautious. Oh, you ain't gotta tell me, I know. Yeah, I know. Looking for someone to spend your time on. That's what I'm on. And I know I ain't the only one. What you lying for? You got secrets like I do. You have secrets like I do.
It is fair enough to mention that it is more than likely possible for an artist to blow up, then transfer their virality into a record label management to install a unique nuance. But moving on to some of the more profound pieces of work Ian has produced, such as Mood with 24K Golden, Gone Girl with Trippie Redd, Prospect with Lil Baby, I Can't Sleep with Poor Stacy, Romance 361 with PNB Rock, Strings with Gunna, Dark Side with Travis Barker, so on and so forth. Undeniably, Iann Dior was able to establish a solid career during the end of the 2010s era, but although he has more than one banger under his belt, haters will still call him a one-hit wonder, as most of his successful tracks are due to the features most likely added by the record label. Regardless of how many features outweigh his single-handed productivity, it is safe to say that marking his beginning with artists that are already established has ultimately hindered his own growth.